And everything from Sunday night, from when you found out the DQ, to Monday when you found out it was reversed.
Yeah, definitely not ideal. Sunday when I heard the news, then we talked about it internally Monday morning as a group, kind of before we went to NASCAR, and was able to talk with them. And I appreciate NASCAR for being receptive to it and just talking with us Monday and kind of meeting with the parts at their R&D center, understanding what was the disconnect between pre-race, post-race. That's a sealed part. So, Elton Sawyer and Brad Moran, they were really great to us of just being understanding and understanding that there was an issue there with kind of the process, and they were able to fix it. So, a lot of emotions, but it was nice that it got, it ended up, I think, as it should have been. So.
Were you fairly comfortable and confident, I should say, that it was going to end up the way it did? Did you know, wait a minute, this is...
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because it's out of your control, right? Like I don't know the whole inspection process, right? I mean, I'm not there for that. So me trying to learn about, okay, where was, this issue and all that stuff was a little bit difficult for me. I was more getting information from, Jonathan and Travis Geisler and stuff like that. So when I heard all the parts and pieces before they went to NASCAR, I felt like, all right, well, maybe they'll be able to hear our case and kind of work with us and figure out, where was this disconnect. So, and luckily it was. So I wouldn't say I was confident or unconfident. I was just hoping that see what happens, I guess. So.
What was the range of emotions? Like at first you were shocked, as we were, and then it flip-flopped. So what was your range of emotions there?
To me personally, it didn't change a ton, because it's like, hey, we had a good day at Vegas. It stinks we had a good day and lost points. I was like, man, that kind of stinks. And then we lost a lot more points that evening. I flew on someone else's plane. Right as I turned my Wi-Fi on, that was the first text I got from Hassler. It's like, hey, we got DQ'd. You gotta be kidding me. And then, so I was like, all right, well, we have to win the next 2 weeks. And then, when it got rescinded or whatever, Monday night, it's, well, all right, it's still going to be hard to make it, but it's not like a must win, right? So it gives you a little more hope. But say I wasn't distraught or anything. I was like, all right, well, this is the spot we're in, and we got a new job to do. It's a little bit different description, and but now it's just changed a little bit up. So,
what's the mental mindset of knowing that you could have a great run at a track and lose points at this point of the playoffs?
Well, that's what the round 8 is. I mean, there's guys that, everyone runs in the top 10, right? It's so hard to kind of gain your 1s and 2s there. It's easy to lose them, and especially when you're coming in behind the 8 ball already. Into the round 8, and you got guys that you're gonna be racing with those guys unless they have problems, right? They're not going to go run 15th. So it is tough. It's super hard. So you just have to go perform and understand. This is the round. I don't expect anything different from this round. It's really difficult, and you have to go out there and do your job.
How off the chain do you think Martinsville is going to be?
Oh, it could be wild. I think that race always gets exciting. Last year's race was incredibly exciting, the ending of it, and we were a part of it and sniffed it. So, I think Martinsville being the last cutoff race I think it's more exciting than when it was the first one of the round 8. Personally, I think it's puts on a good show regardless. And you're gonna have some guys that need a win when you get there, or some guys that are handfuls of points out. It's gonna be wild, but this one will be just as crazy, just because these races are.
The fact that you're so good, though, at Martinsville, does that give you confidence going in? And I think you were running 3rd last year when Chastain came in your rearview mirror. What was that like?
Martinsville's been a good track for us. I feel like we do really, really well there. I feel like we haven't won there. I feel like we should have won there a few times. It's just hard to put it together. But that gives you confidence going in. Obviously, qualifying good there is really important now, which is unfortunate, but you got to qualify good and stick in their own light. So, the Chastain thing, I saw glimpses in my mirror, and I didn't know what the heck was going on. But watching the replay afterwards, it didn't look real, it looked fake to me. But I saw it in my mirror, and I didn't know what it was. And I found out very shortly afterwards what it was, and it was pretty unique. So something you'll never see again.
Ryan, was there I don't know who the shocks fall under as far as a car chief or mechanic, but whoever's responsible for them, that person, I'm sure, had to go through a wave of emotions. Who had to go, what that was like for whoever that was?
Yeah, it's a few different people, right, who just determine those. And we have a shop guy, right? That's his job. That's his dedication. And he works with crew chiefs and engineers on what we're doing. But yeah, I mean, Marcus is our shop guy, and he was, yeah, I mean, his emotions were like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on, right? I mean, we were good to go practice, and now we're failing, and we're having a good day, right? Yeah, Marcus was, he was upset for sure, but I mean, everyone's part of it. It's all a big team deal. But he wasn't too beat up about it, and he understood. I think what we wanted to talk to NASCAR about, and so he was fine.
What's the difference between being 56 points out and being back to under 20 points out?
Oh, it's different. I mean, 56 points out, you got to win a race, and 17, you can do it on points. It's going to be hard. I still think it's almost probably got to win one of these things, even being 17 out, unless some guys have problems. You just never know. But and here you could have problems running right by the wall. You can break some stuff pretty easy. So you just go race. I mean, you just do the best you can. We did the same thing last week. Just try to run up towards the front. I thought last week was the best 1.5 mile speed we've had since Charlotte, honestly. So that was encouraging. So hopefully we can keep building on that. But yeah, it's way better when you're a little closer.
You were running third here last year before you spun out. So is there confidence that you guys can put together a car and unload with what you need to go out and contend for the win?
Hope so. You hope. You like to rely on past races here and having good runs, but you can never really fully count on that, right? It's good to have a little baseline, but things change over a course of a year so much. You know, your builds and setups and track temp changes, tires change, right? So it's nice to have a little baseline, and it gives you some confidence, but you can't fully rely on it. You still have to be open to trying new things that you've learned this year that's helped you on 1.5 miles. So definitely doesn't hurt, but I'm not like, oh, we ran third here, or we're running third, we're definitely going to be top 5 this year. You have to keep an open mind when it comes to that.
Was the Twitter exchange between you and Bubba you two, or was it your PR people?
It was 100% real. He and
I mean, that's like it didn't look all.
It was he and I. He started it. I didn't see his tweet on the Monday. I don't get on there very often. My PR guy does most of it, but yeah, that was me. I shot one, and he pulled out a bigger gun and shot back, and then I pulled out a rocket launcher and shot back, and it was funny. People thought we were being serious, but we were joking around. That's the type of friend you want to have when you can flesh each other up a little bit like that.
If that's
He loves that
Twitter,
stuff.
if that's Twitter, what is y'all's relationship like off the track in person? Is that kind of like how you guys interact off the track? 'Cause it can get intense on the track. We've seen that before between you two, but off the track, what's that relationship like?
Oh no, I mean, it's just somebody. I mean, Bubba and I have known each other for 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we grew up together, and it's been a long time since we've known each other and been great friends. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those relationships where you've known somebody for decades and you're comfortable enough with them, right? You bust them up a little bit every now and then, and then you laugh about it afterwards. So we called each other that night actually, and we were wanting to go to dinner, but he had something to do. But he was laughing about the responses that people were saying on Twitter and stuff. But no, I'm lucky to have a good friend in him, and works both ways.
This is Austin Dillon, driver of the Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also check out one of those 2 videos beside me. Visit frontstretch.com for more racing content.